Israelites. He loves the Israelites.
Those people, man. Look to the Lord. And we're gonna get into that.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is Iron Sharpen Iron. This is Soldier Damani. Today I got my brothers with me.
This is Soldier Shemaiah.
This is Brother Rodney in the house.
Kind. Hey, this brother always happy, man. Always bring that. Hey, today we're gonna be bringing out a lesson on age of accountability, right? So, like, what y'all brothers think of that, right? Is there a specific age to be accountable? You know, growing up.
It's Salakia. Hey man, when the baby is ready to walk, that baby need to be taught. That's what I'm saying. Able to walk, you need to be taught. because a baby can walk into all kinds of stuff, man, and get their hands in something, and you got to start smacking that hand, you know, when they trying to get up to something, you know, get into something. So yeah, when they start to walk, they got to be taught. That's what I have to say.
God. Hey, that's when I started, man. Like when they was walking, like, you know, I started teaching early, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
that's right.
Hey, that's right, man. We finna get into this. We're gonna get more understanding about age of accountability. Is there a specific age, right? So we're gonna go ahead. Brother Shemaiah, can you give me James 4:17?
This is James chapter 4, verse 17. Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin.
Kind. So look, right? Once you know what to do, what's right from wrong is considered sin. So if you do wrong, that's sin, right? So, you know, as kids, as babies, you know, you're not going to remember, but you're going to know like, hey, I'm not supposed to touch this, or hey, I'm not supposed to touch that, right? Because your parents showed you not to do that. Like Brother Rodney was saying earlier, once they start walking and they start touching stuff they're not supposed to be touching, they're going to get hit. And once they know that, they're not going to do it no more. It's just like a dog. You got to train your dog, right? Do that for a dog. If your dog starts turning up your shoes, what you gonna do? You're gonna train them up in the right way and tell them not to do that, or give them a spanking or a beating, right?
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead.
It's just like as far as I can remember, I can go back as far as I was 4 years old. Anything before that, I don't remember nothing. But I knew not to do this, and that. So that means I was taught not to do this, and that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It'll stay with you. You know what I'm saying? If you train your child how they should go.
That's right. That's right, man. That's good.
All right,
go
ahead. Brother Rodney, you can read Romans 14 and 12.
Romans chapter 14 and verse 12. It says, so then every one of us shall give account of himself to God.
Right? So we all gonna have an account, right? We all gonna be accountable for something we did. It could be right or it could be wrong, right? So, so your house gonna go back to that time you did something bad, and you gonna be like, why you did this? You knew it was right from wrong, right? You're gonna be like, yeah, I knew. Yeah, because I was young and all that. No, I don't mean nothing. If you know right from wrong, you know not to do bad, and then you know to do good. So you gotta choose, right? Just know that you're gonna be accountable for everything you do once you know that it's right from wrong, right?
That's right. That's right.
So we can go on to the next verse, Proverbs 20 and 11. And I'm gonna read it. It says, even a child is known by his doings, whether his works be pure and whether it be right. So even a child knows, right, his works. You're gonna know that child for the works he do. So if you know a kid that's in your neighborhood, you know, we all have that kid being bad, you know, doing pranks and all that stuff. You're gonna know him for being that bad kid, right? And then you have the good kid, the kid that's studying, the kid that, you know, he walks home, goes straight home. You know, he's not doing as much as a bad kid would do, right? You know him as being the good kid. And then you also know a kid that's being the Playboy kid, right? You always had that Playboy kid. Trying to, talking to all the females and all that stuff, trying to get all the girls, right? You're gonna know him for those things. So you're gonna be known for what you've done or what people have seen. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Hey man, it's a lot. Yeah. Man, I remember a time when my daughter, man, she was outside playing, right? And then she and I was watching her from a distance. She didn't see me, I guess. And man, she was playing, and then she walked. While she was playing, she saw a cigarette. She picked up that cigarette and put it to her mouth, and then I poked out and saw her. She like hit it behind her back. She knew that junk was wrong, man. She knew it.
Yeah.
I said, "What you doing?" He said, "What you got behind your head?" Nothing.
Right? So she knew that was wrong.
Man. Yeah, they know.
They know.
It's
Yeah, man. They act like they don't, but they know. And if you know, you're right. You know right from wrong, right?
Yeah.
So she was accountable for that. She's gonna be accountable for that, right?
Yeah.
But
they try to act naive, man, but you can't let them get away with that, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Me and white parents over here, man, they slam the door in your face and be like, I don't want to talk to you. Shut up, mom. You know, stuff like that. Who the hell are you talking to?
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Don't play with me like that. Nah, we ain't acting like that, man. But Brother Shemai, you can read Romans 3:23.
Name the scripture you want me to read too. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Name me the scripture you want me to read also.
You're gonna read Proverbs 22:6.
Proverbs, okay. All right.
But Brother Shemai, you get Romans 3:23.
All right, this is the book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 23. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High.
So we all gonna sin, right? We're not all perfect, but you're still gonna be accountable, right? You're still gonna be accountable for what you've done, because as the previous scripture says, it says that everyone shall be given account of himself. Romans 14:12, right? So you're still gonna be accountable even though you fall short of sin. The best thing you can do is try your best not to do that again, right? Brother Rodney, when you seen your daughter pick up that cigarette, right? Did you ever see her do it again? Is she smoking now?
I never seen her do it. Never seen her do it again. Huh?
Is your daughter smoking? Does she smoke?
No, she don't. No.
See, look at that, man. She's not smoking. Now, I'm pretty sure Brother Rodney didn't see that, or he didn't say nothing. She would have been smoking right now, right? Like most people. What brothers do? What does Israel do? Monkey see, monkey do. If you see your father smoking, you're gonna do the same thing. Like there was one time, right? I was in school, middle school year. His dad was sagging, right? And he was also sagging. The funny thing is, his dad said, "Pull up your pants." How you gonna tell your son to pull up your pants if your pants not pulled up? You know, that makes no sense. He's seeing what you're doing, so he's gonna follow you. That's what most sons want to do. They want to be like their fathers, so they gonna do the things that their father does, right?
Yeah. Hey man, Salaki, that's what when I started having kids, man. I wanted to be the best father I could be, man. So I mean, I made a firm decision, man, not to do things that I wouldn't want my kids to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, the drinking and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, I tell my kids, man, when I come to finding the truth, man, there ain't nothing wrong with drinking, but you got to be responsible with that thing, man. You know, so, but I rarely do it. My kids ain't never seen me drunk, you know, doing that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be the example, man, to your children, man. So don't do those things that you don't want them to be doing. You know, in a sense, don't be smoking that stuff. Don't be doing a lot of things, man. So we got to be the example. You know, so,
right. We do got to be an example, because if we're not going to be an example, we're going to be that other example. Your child's still going to be accountable for what they do, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're going to be accountable for what they do, but seeing what you're doing, you're making two wrongs right there. You know, right. People want to do fathers want to do better, but they're not showing their kids that. They're showing all the wrongs, right? And then their kids start doing that, and you wonder why your kid act the way he acts or disrespects you the way he disrespects you, right?
Yeah.
So that's why God brings to this truth. That's what we're doing now with our sons and daughters, right? We're trying to make sure that they become a man of the Lord, right? That's what we're trying to do. So
Right.
I yield on that. I know Brother Shemai has something to say.
Yeah, yeah. It's you want to be the example because you don't want the world to be the example to your kids. You know what I'm saying? You don't want
Yeah.
them following after the world. You know what I'm saying? So I yield on that.
Mhm.
One more thing, another thing. Me and my mom was talking about it today with Cardi B, right? Y'all know Cardi B, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You know,
man,
she
Cardi B
doesn't
is something.
look. She put this on a post. She said she don't let her daughter listen to her music, but she let other people's daughter listen to their music, right? Listen to her music. That makes no sense to me.
That should tell you something.
Con,
You don't
that
let your own daughter listen to your music. Why? That should tell you something, man.
Yeah.
con. If you listen to her music, man, it's all sexual. It makes no sense, right? She got popular off doing sexual things, right?
Right.
Like it makes no sense. She said, "I don't want my daughter watching that. I don't want my daughter listening to my music." That should tell you something about what your kids are watching. If your kids is watching what WAP, that music video WAP thing was crazy, man. And then you got little girls out here singing that song. Like, what you know about that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
You don't know nothing about that.
Mm.
Yeah, I yield on that.
Man,
We
that's
can
crazy.
Con, it is. We can go to the next section. We're gonna have what parents should do. So what do parents need to do, right? Because parents ain't doing what they need to do at the same time, but you wonder why your kids act the way they act, right?
Yeah.
So y'all brothers want to answer that? What parents should do before we even get to the scriptures?
What parents should do.
Salakia. Pretty much what kind of like what we already said. Teach them what they supposed to do, what they should do, what they should do and shouldn't do, but be the example though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because it's better you to be the example than the world or their friends or something or somebody wicked being the example. Yeah.
Salakia. Yeah. I mean, and also tell them, man, it's out there. Tell them what you're facing out there, and it could be great too sometimes, but tell them the truth, man. What when they get out in this world, man, that stuff can happen. Stuff somebody could try to take advantage of them and bring them into a place where they should not be. So you gotta tell your children the truth that we got molesters out here. Okay, they want to violate you. So you got to watch out what people are doing around you. Okay, that's my biggest thing, man. Other old ass men touching my little girls stuff.
Yeah,
man. You got to tell them, man, that this is out there, and you better learn to watch the signs of a person doing this kind of stuff. So tell them the truth, man. Tell them the truth.
Yeah, just to add to your point, Adawan Rodney, just don't sugarcoat it, man.
Yeah.
Especially if you in the truth, you shouldn't sugarcoat nothing. Yo, we in our captivity. These are your enemies. This, and that. You gotta break it down, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get on that.
Con. You hear these brothers, man. These brothers have kids. So they're trying to bring that word out so their kids can hear. Like there's stuff in this world that makes no sense, but it happens every day, man. Taking organs from little kids, right? That's been so hot, man. Kids being taken from their families, man. It's a lot of this stuff. So we finna get into these scriptures on what you should do to prevent these things. All right.
Yeah.
So, Brother Rodney, you can read Proverbs 22 and 6.
I got you. Proverbs 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he would not depart from it.
So you got to train your child up so when he gets older, he will not depart from this word. He will not, meaning like, right, man or woman we're talking about right now. So your boy, he's gonna be a man. Your boy is gonna be a man one day. You don't want him departing from this world, doing things that you didn't want your son to do to women, right? Beating on women, right? What's called being a playboy or a dog to a woman, right? You want them to treat women like a princess, a wife, right? You don't want them doing things, right? And then going to a woman, a girl, your girl's gonna grow up to be a woman. You don't want her to be a target to men, because if you have a pretty little girl, I'm pretty sure men's gonna want to come to her, talk to her, right? Do these things like model agencies, right? We could talk about the model agencies. They be faking it out here. They take them to be raped, and then murdered after that. You won't see your child for a whole year wondering where she at. And these things, this is why we got to train up your child. You got to train up your child in the right way so she won't depart from the Lord, even what she's wearing too also. Because as you can see now, women in Israel, they're wearing stuff that's very, sexual towards men, right? Like they're not wearing what these women are supposed to be wearing. Israelite women are supposed to be wearing. So men are going to come onto them. So you also got to train them up in that way too. But I yield. I don't know if you got anything to say to that.
Right. I mean, with that, train them up in the way they should go. You train them early on the way they should go. So even if they fall off, when they fall, because they gonna fall, or when they fall off, they gonna come back to their foundation though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If the word is their foundation, they gonna come back to it, even if they fall off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I yield on that.
Amen. Amen. I got a scripture on that too. Another one. They talk about telling them, teaching them. It says in Deuteronomy chapter 6 and 7. He said, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. You got to keep at them, teaching them. Don't even though they get tired of you telling them, you got to teach them diligently, pound it in their head. He said, y'all should teach them diligently unto thy children, and thou shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house. So wherever you at, you always need to be training it. We could be in the house, they could ride with me in the car, and I could be, hey son, hey man, that girl you talking to, man, hey man, what's she about, man? Start teaching them. Teaching them, even everywhere we go, I'm always trying to teach my kids something. You know what I'm saying? So talk to them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walking by the way. He's telling you, wherever you go, talk to them. And when thou liest down, when you're going to sleep, you make sure you tell them something that pertains to their survival, which pertains to these commandments and the statutes and judgments, man. And then it said, and when you rise up, he said, so every time you see your kids, you ought to be teaching them something. You know what I'm saying? Not you.
Come on. Hey, you heard it from the brother, man. Come on, let's I have somebody get 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. And then Brother Rodney, I have you read Colossians 3 and 21.
Colossians 3. All right.
Come
on. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity.
Right? So it says, let no man despise thy youth, but be an example, right? So you can't be telling your kids, hey, I want you to do this and do that, but you're not doing it yourself, right? You got to show them the way. They're not going to know automatically. Just like we had to watch Israelite videos to know about this, how to dress, how to talk to your woman, your wife, right? How to be a man, right? That's what you're doing when you watch your father too at the same time. Men watch their fathers, they see how to do certain things, right? So that when they get older, they'll do the same things. But we got to be a good example of that when we have our kids. All right.
That's right.
Brother Rodney, you can go ahead and read Colossians 3 and 21.
3 and 21. Okay. Colossians chapter 3 and 21. Fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged.
Don't overdo it. All right. You don't got to overdo it with teaching them something every minute, because they're going to be discouraged. They're going to be like, I don't want to listen to this. Like, if my parents keep talking to me every single day, I'm not going to take heed onto this. Like, you just keep talking to me about it. Same thing, over and over again. Like, I'm going to feel discouraged. I'm not going to want to listen to that. So you got to do it in a timely manner, right? You got to do it the right way. Don't do it every single day. Like, take time with it. Like, give, like what Brother Ronnie said, just give an example. Like, You driving by, or you see a girl that's wearing something that she's not supposed to be wearing. Hey, you know you're not supposed to be wearing that. Like it says it in the word. You know, do little hints here and there. You know, put it in something here and there. But the word don't got to be talked to every single time you have a conversation, right? But I yield. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, you're right, man. You don't want to discourage your children, man. Like I remember one time, man, when I first started coming to this trip and coming into this thing about the prophecies and what the Lord's gonna come back and do, you know, that me saying that discouraged my son a little bit. You know, he said, "Why should I go to school? Why should I go if the Lord gonna be coming back?" I said, "No, son. You still gotta live this life. You still gotta wake up in the morning and focus to get that to make something of yourself. Don't worry about that part. You know, you worry about today. You know, you don't worry about what's gonna happen to tomorrow. You worry about today and just focus on the day. Make the day good for yourself. You know, but you know, so I had to stop. I had to peel back from saying the prophets all saying and all that stuff about the Lord coming back like that. You know, for him to not be discouraged in a sense. You know, so yeah, man, I can see that. You know, kids get a young man can get discouraged. You know, if he in this truth and you know the Lord is coming back and all this stuff is happening in the earth, you know, it looked like it's going to happen. You know, these plagues, you know, these wars. It looked like the Lord is coming back. You know, so everybody just waiting for it, but at the same time, we still gotta keep waking up in the morning, getting up, work hard every day. We still got to do that until the Lord comes and deliver us. So we can't be slowful. We can't be slowful, you know, in our waiting. We still got to work. Yeah.
Like for me, for example, I'm gonna give a little story time. When I first came into the truth, I was like 15, 16. Let me tell you, I did not want to be in no truth, man. Talking about I can't be with no woman. Talking about I gotta wait till I'm married, this, that, and third. That's what I was stuck on. Women. I was like, I can't be with no girl. And then when they talking about Esau, you can't have no white friends. I'm like, what? You know, I got a couple friends, man. You know, we pretty good. Yeah, like I don't want to hear all that. Like I'm gonna be discouraged. I'm like, you know, when I get out this house, man, I'm not gonna follow these rules. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, because we were bouncing through religion to religion. I'm telling you no lie. I'm like, look, man, I'm not gonna sit here and follow these commandments talking about I can't be with no girl, I can't do this, that, and the third. Like all these rules and commandments, where they come from? I ain't never hear this in the church, you know? Like you could have a girlfriend in the church, do sexual things, but like you forgiven though, right? But once you come into this truth, it's like you're gonna be accountable for these things, right? So I had to learn that I was gonna be accountable. Wearing my fringes. I ain't want to wear no fringes. I'm like, what are these? I see these from seats and all that stuff. And when you put up from the window, what am I wear these for? You know?
Hey, my grandmother's curtains.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, why I had this on my shirt, man? But yeah, I was discouraged from that. But you know, it's all about knowing what to say and how to say it. You know, to certain. Like I know a couple people. Like when they heard about the truth. First thing they say is we racist. Israelites are racist. You know, why do they say that? Because what they heard, the first thing they heard, we don't like white people. We hate white people. That's not the first thing you should say to a person that's coming into truth. You're not going to say, we hate the white people. We hate them. You gotta, first thing, bring out Deuteronomy 28. Prove to them that we the Israelites, you know? You got to do it in the right ways. You can't just be like, yo, we hate the white people. You can't do this. You can't do that. Or the third, right? You gotta be, you know, we're gonna bring out that next scripture actually. I'm gonna read Proverbs 15:1. It says, a soft answer turn away wrath, but a grievous word stir up anger. So you gotta be soft spoken when it comes to this, right? You can't be like, you know, like I was saying before, being angry about it, because all you're gonna do is discourage that brother and sister. And now they don't want to be in truth because why? You heard that they hate the white people, because that's what Israelites do, right? When we come into the what I'm trying to say, they love the white people. I'm gonna say that they love the white people, right? So they always ask about what about the white people? What about this, right? What about Esau? What's gonna happen to them? So you got to do it in the right way. You know, that's being accountable, right?
Yeah.
But I feel off that.
Yeah. That's good.
And so like with your little story time, how you came into the truth. you see what you came back to. You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
You came back to your foundation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta train your child right, man. They'll come back to it. They'll fall off, but they'll fall off the horse or the bike, but they'll get back on.
Right about that, You're right about that. We can go to the next section about disciplining your kids. So, brothers, do you feel it's wrong to beat your kids?
Hell no.
Nah,
Beat that ass.
nah, man. Amen. Amen. Hey, it's just like my dog, man. One time, I'm gonna tell you something about my dog. Man, my dog, man. I made a sandwich for lunch, you know, and early in the morning, and I set it on the table, and my dog was there, and she came up there, man, and freaking gobbled that dang on sandwich. Now I came back in there, she was gobbling it up, and boy, I put the karate hot. I mean, I jumped all on that dog like WWF, chased her through the house, kicked her freaking tail, man, all the way to the back room, and she ran up underneath my dang on bed and stuff, and I couldn't get her. I said, I'm gonna get with you when I get back home. Man, hey man, it took one good beating for that dog not to respect me and not ever do that junk again. But that dog is good today. That dog I showed you, man, she would not dare pick up anything unless I tell her to. That was one good beating, man. But it's just like my kids, man. I spanked my kids like a few times growing up, but I had a paddle. I had a freaking paddle, man. They hated that dang on paddle. But man, but it takes a few good hits of that. Hey, they'll straighten their butt up. You know, that paddle set there on the wall, right there in the place that they were growing up.
Oh, so
No,
you had it where you could see.
I had that one standing on the freaking wall, man. You know, only used it a few times. Only a few times, man. But that's all it took. That thing was always standing in their face and growing up in the house.
Hey man, I got beat a few times myself. I mean, with different, I'm talking about different objects. I got beat with a belt. I got beat with a pen. I got beat with a wire outside. Hey, I got beat with a pit. Man, I got beat with so many things, man. But I learned from that. No, you learn from that.
Man, I could tell you another one. Salakia. Man, when I was young, about 16 years old, and I got caught stealing in service merchandise department store. And man, I rode my bike all the way up there, man. Man, they gave me when my parents had to come get me, man, and brought me back home. Man, he didn't give me a whooping that day. He waited till like the weekend, man. I mean, he let it simmer. I'm waiting for anticipation. I'm anticipating a whooping, man. But man, he came in that room, man, that Saturday morning and whipped my freaking tail with a switch. I mean, anticipating it, man. And not only that, I got whooped by my stepdad. Then I got whooped by my uncle. My uncle whooped me for that.
Hey, there's a teacher.
Man, and then they put my bike up in the storage, man. They hung it up there where I couldn't get it, ever. And they put me on a punishment for the whole freaking summer, man. My summer was ruined behind that. Hey, man, I learned something though, man. Don't be stealing. Yeah, man. Hey, man, that's it. I hear.
Con. All right, I'm gonna give a little story time then, man. I know one time I had a bad report card. Wasn't doing good in school at all.
Yeah.
I didn't show it to my mom. She ended up going through my book bag, finding no report card, right? I didn't know, man. I was sitting at my table doing the homework and stuff like that. All I felt was a hit. It didn't hurt at first because I was shocked. So I felt a hit and I looked back. I started crying immediately. Once it was about to go down, I started crying. She kept going because I didn't think she was gonna find it. I just left it in my book bag. I didn't think she was gonna find it, man. She beat my tail. And then I found out how she found out. She found out because my sister got her report card. So I didn't say nothing. So she ended up finding out somehow, and then I got beat, man. I was like, I got beat with Switch too, man. That jump hurt.
Hey man, we all got the beatings, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
Con,
and leave them little whips on your legs too.
Yeah.
what?
Ooh. So I
Hey,
believe in beating my kids now.
Con,
Con,
uh,
con.
hey, we gonna get into these scriptures, man. Hey, I'm Shema, you can read Proverbs 13 and 24 for me. And then Rodney, I'm gonna give you Proverbs 23 and 13 through 14.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24. He that spared his rod hated his son, but he that loveth him chastise him each time.
Con. So if you don't beat your kid, and if y'all don't know what rod is, rod can mean beating or belt, right? So it just means that. So if you spare your kid this rod, you hate your son. Now, who do you see? Who do you see out of all nations that don't beat their kids?
Esau.
Esau,
And what happens to those kids when they grow up, man?
they
They said,
brats.
School shooters.
"What?
Yeah.
Hey, calm, man. These how they act. The way they act, right? It's crazy to me. Shutting the door in front of your parents' face like that, cursing at your parents. When I see these, look, I seen a video on TikTok where the girl was beating up her mom. They was having a fight. I'm looking like I would never hit my mom. You know, that's
Right.
disrespect. And it actually
Very.
says that you're not supposed to hit your parents.
I got a
Oh, go ahead.
precept.
Go ahead.
Sirach 30 and 8. And horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself would be willful. So if you don't break them early, they're gonna become headstrong. They're gonna become disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta break them early, so they learn the order, know that you over them, you know, and have respect. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Because
right.
the thing about it is, if they disrespect you, that's on them. The Most High gonna punish them for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you supposed to respect your honor thy mother and thy father. It's a commandment. If they disrespect you, that's on them. They gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want the Most High judging the king. You know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
good on that.
Yeah, and also the parents are also gonna be accountable for that, right?
God,
You're gonna
God,
be
God,
accountable
God.
if you
Awesome.
do these things, right? Brother Rodney, you can go ahead and read.
22. Okay, Proverbs chapter 23, verse 13 through 14. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shall deliver his soul from hell.
Khan, that says it right there. That's pretty deep right there because it says it will deliver him from hell if you beat your child. So Yahweh is actually saying beat your child, right? You can beat your child. He's telling you this, right? He's telling you to do this. It shows that your child won't die. He shall not die. It says it right here. So it's okay to beat. But what does the system do, right? They say you can't beat your kids. You go to jail, right? We have a brother in the camp that went to jail because of that, because he beat his child. That makes no
That's
sense.
right.
That's not supposed to happen, right?
Right.
Salaki.
Go ahead, Op.
I got another precept. Sirach 30 and 12. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child.
Huh?
Lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. So the Most High just gave you a commandment to beat your child. You know what I'm saying? When they do wrong. So I yield off that.
Okay, con. Right. Let's get to this next precept. We're gonna read Proverbs 19 and 18. Which says, chastise thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. So what does chastise mean? If y'all don't know, y'all can go to the Strong Concordance and go to H3 3256, and chastise means discipline your child, instruct, right? to discipline and instruct. So you got to make those corrections with your child, and that's what beating your child does, right? Or just talking to your child. You know, it wasn't only about beating, but it's also talking to your child, letting them know, like, look, this is what you can and cannot do. This is what the scripture says, right? And you also got to bring in your story times on, you know, what happened to me and how I learned from my mistakes, right? That's what we're here for, right? But that concludes my lesson, Israel. I hope you enjoyed. Does any brother have anything else to say?
Slovakia. And that last part of 18, Proverbs 19 and 18.
Yeah.
And let not thy soul spare for his crying. When he get the crying or she get the crying, yo, do not feel sorry for him, you know, and lessen the punishment. You know what I'm saying? Because like what Adawan Rodney was saying, so if you would just got whooped and say you started crying, say your parents punished you for the whole summer, but you started crying and they only punished you for a couple of days, you probably wouldn't have learned that. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't feel sorry for them when they start crying, and whatever it is, let it be what it is, and don't let nobody change your mind, or don't let the wife or your mama go console them and all that crap, man. Because yeah, that's making it weak. I yield off that.
Hey, Khan, you're right about that.
Khan.
Go ahead, brother.
Salakia, yeah. In verse 18, it said, chasten thy son while there is hope. Man, you are the first one in their life that can turn them from being disobedient. If it wasn't for the parents, man, they get out here in this world, guess what? That system is gonna wear their asses out. That system is gonna beat their butt, and that system is gonna put them in jail. That system is going to halt their life, halt their dreams, because they got them in a cage. You know, they got them. They telling them when you can wake up and when you can go out. You know, so you're their hope to try to detract them from coming into that arena, of the system that's before them every day. So it gives them hope, man, to bring back that correction. All right. So they recognize you just can't do anything you want. You gotta obey some rules. You gotta obey what I tell you. So not yield from that.
So Salakia, and also to your point, the system which is designed by your enemies is not going to spare your child.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Not at all. So you want to make sure they know the seriousness of what they're doing while they're young.
Mm-hmm.
So when they get out in the world, that they don't do it. They don't get caught up. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them learning stuff off experience in the world when they get into the world. You want them to know that before they get in the world. Are you off that?
Con.
Y'all brothers are right, man. Truly right. Like, you don't want your kids to, you want to make sure that your kids learn from your mistakes. Like, you don't want them doing the same thing you did, and then that's gonna feel like a big disappointment because you could have stopped your child from doing that, but you didn't. But hey, that's all we have, Israel. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. This is Soldier Damani of Iron Sharpen Iron with my brothers, Soldier Shemaiah and Soldier Rodney. I hope you enjoyed. Shalom, Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, Israel. Shalom.